Hello, and welcome today to your Mindful Monday session. How are we? There you are. I can see you. I can see some of you. I can't actually see you, don't worry. I can just see that a few people are online, which is a great thing. So welcome. We'll give it a minute or two for people to join us. Thank you. Please feel free to say hello if you want to. You don't have to, there's no pressure. My name's Henri. I'm the head of mental health and well-being here at Vitality. And I'm going to lead you through about 30 minutes or so of a calming, relaxing mindfulness meditation session. Some of you have been here before. Some of you it might be your first time. So let me know. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to. That would be fabulous. And I am just going to start the recording here. So whenever we do mindfulness sessions, is we always just start with defining mindfulness. We always start on the same page. And I really should know this off by heart, shouldn't I? I've read it possibly 100 times now. And you should know it off by heart too, really. But it's okay, and that's why we do this, is we remind ourselves, we refresh our memory. So mindfulness means maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, of our feelings, our bodily sensations, and our surrounding environment through a gentle and nurturing lens. Awareness of the present moment, awareness of our thoughts, awareness of our feelings. What mindfulness can really do, and when we practice mindfulness, it can really help us to become more self-aware. When we're more self-aware, we start to realize that our thoughts and feelings are things that we experience. They are not defining factors in who we are. They are not defining factors in what we should or shouldn't do. They are merely energy. They are merely experience that rises, appears, and then disappears. Mindfulness also involves acceptance, meaning that we pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them, without believing, for instance, that there's a right or a wrong way to think or feel in a given moment. This is really important because we did a session last week, you may have been there, on grief. And if you're experiencing grief, there's going to be a whole bunch of potentially uncomfortable emotions that come up. And the tendency is, there's a tendency in society when we feel uncomfortable emotions or difficult emotions or negative emotions, to try to escape them as quickly as possible, to distract ourselves from them. And that is 100% the opposite of mindfulness. That is 100% the opposite. That's what I would call toxic positivity. That framework values certain emotions over other emotions. Now, I know that they're different. I know that. But again, as we start to explore our feelings, as we start to explore our thoughts, we realize that as different as they are, they're also incredibly similar. There's lots of similarities. They come and they go. They are a full experience of life. When we practice mindfulness, our thoughts tune into what we're sensing in this present moment, rather than rehashing the past or indeed imagining the future. Sometimes we can get questions or thoughts about perhaps the immediate past or something that happened a week ago that keep coming up. And that's okay. We're not going to judge those thoughts. What we will try to do is not assign any meaning beyond the fact that we're having an experience of them in this moment. And again, those uncomfortable feelings, those uncomfortable thoughts that we all experience, by the way, every single human being experiences these. They wouldn't exist if they didn't have some kind of place in our experience, right? We've been evolving for billions of years as human beings to be exactly where we are today. So the fact that we can experience them is not something for us to be afraid of. It's something for us to explore and to come to peace with. All of those thoughts, all of those emotions, even the most difficult. Same with our experiences. Hello, Jane. Jane said hello. Hi, Henri. Good vibes. Yeah, we got a good session planned today. I tell you that much right now. So the focus of our session is responsibility. Responsibility. What does that mean? Just take a moment to reflect now. Might be the responsibility that you have in your family. It might be a personal responsibility. It might be a responsibility that you have in work. Let's just have a little moment to think, what does that mean for me? And let's go ahead and get comfortable. Get yourself comfortable. You can be sitting like I am. You can be lying down. Now, there's one rule if you're lying down. I've said this a few times recently, but it doesn't seem to sink in, is that you mustn't fall asleep. If you're falling asleep, you're getting too relaxed, okay? This isn't nap time. We're exploring our experience in this moment together. Now, if you do fall asleep, I'm not going to hold it against you. But if you just get too comfortable, just try to keep your attention on my voice or indeed on your breath and just any sensations that are coming up. So when you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Notice the difference in your experience. Let's just open them very quickly. No, not quickly, but let's just open them again, softly. Okay, notice your environment. Then when you close your eyes, notice how different your experience of life is. We often take this for granted, how different our experience of life can be in literally a moment when we close our eyes. And let's just take this one level deeper. So what I want you to do now is notice what you can see. You can likely see the back of your eyelids right now. And I want you just to take both of your hands and just cover your eyes as well. And again, just notice the difference in your experience when you have your eyes uncovered and then when you again just cover your eyes. Isn't that fascinating? And what we're doing here is just restricting on a stage by stage basis how much light is entering our eyes. You can take your hands down now, get yourself comfortable again, put your hands in a comfortable position. I have them on my lap here. And let's take a few deep breaths together. So breathe in. And breathe out. And if you can, just hold at the top and bottom of your breath, that's going to be great as well. Inhale. And hold. Exhale. And just hold. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. And keep breathing slowly, softly. In a controlled manner. Just control your breath. We take for granted our experience moment to moment. We often take for granted our breath. It's the function, the process that allows oxygen to reach every cell in our bodies. And as you will have heard me say many times before, it's always worth repeating. The breath is a really reliable indicator. When we bring our attention to our breath, when we focus our attention inwards, it can just turn down the volume on all the other things that are going on in our lives. Be here now. Be present with me, with yourself, with everybody on this call right now. You're not alone. You are not alone. Your breath is there for you every moment of every day. Just take a moment now to notice any other sounds. There's an aeroplane for me. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's an aeroplane not far away. There was some bird song. I say song, kind of just making noise there. They were. hardly call it a song. But we all have different tastes, I guess. As I mentioned, our focus today is responsibility. And as I often do, got a little definition. Something that is your job or your duty to deal with. Something that is your job or your duty to deal with. I'm not sure I like the word job, but I kind of like the word duty. Because what is your duty? What is your duty on this planet? It is not your duty to make other people happy. This is hugely important. And it's not anybody else's duty to make you happy. Your happiness and your life is your duty. It's your responsibility. So the question I'd like you just to think about for a moment is, are you taking responsibility? Are you doing your duty in life? Are you doing the thing that you were put on this planet to do? Now that can be all sorts of things, but and I also don't want you to look too large scale on this. But every moment that we have, we are generally presented with a choice. To take responsibility, to do our duties, to take action, or to sit out, to allow somebody else to take responsibility, or allow indeed life to flow along. Your life in this moment has been co-created. I see the energy of life bringing all sorts of opportunities. And every decision you've made in your life up to this point has led to the life that you have. So if there's something different that you want, or something different that you'd like, take responsibility. Because the results you have right now are based on the decisions and the actions that you've taken. Is it time to make a different choice? Is it time to choose a different path? Is it time to stand up for what you know to be right? This is doing your duty. This is taking responsibility. And it can be scary and uncertain. But as I mentioned at the top of the session, those emotions, those thoughts, they're natural. They're welcome. In fact, they're an indicator that we're testing ourselves, that we're pushing ourselves. Some people talk about comfort zones, right? Nothing incredible was ever created inside a comfort zone. Nothing. Nobody went down in history. Now, I'm not saying you've got to go down in history. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. But I want you to live a life that is full. And I want you to fulfill every potential you have in every moment that you have. Because if we do this, we live life to the fullest. We have no regrets. We experience every moment. In all its glory and all its pain. So is there something in your life that you'd like to take responsibility for? Is there something that you'd like to take action on? In a moment, I'm going to count down from 5 down to 1. And when I reach 1, I just want you to take your time Slowly open your eyes. And bring your attention back to the room that you're in. Try not to rush off anywhere. And I'll hold a bit of space for you here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you took something out of today's session. Perhaps something that you weren't really expecting. Feel free to let me know if there's something you want to say. I'll share it if it's suitable. But otherwise, again, try not to rush back into work. If you're able to give yourself just a little bit of time to decompress, to ease your way back into Monday, then I would recommend that. Hopefully you are setting off into a relaxing and productive week. Take care, everyone, and I will see you again next time. All the best.